continued its slow, constant march, and soon winter was upon us. The skies were incredibly clear, hardly a cloud in sight. By all appearances, the weather was great, until the occasional gust of wind came along and chilled me to the bone. Each breath came on in a puff of white, dissipating as it drifted upward. Rubbing my arms, I made my way to where I knew I would find her. Has she ever once skipped a day these last 3 years? Rain or snow, sweltering heat or bitter cold. She always seems to be here when I come looking. I let out a little sigh, then called for her. I swear, you spend so much time in this graveyard that one of these days someone's going to mistake you for a gravekeeper, or maybe a grave robber. She turned around to face me. She looked moderately annoyed, her glare piercing as ever. I could hear the soft bite of her voice before she even responded. Someone less familiar with her might perceive her mannerisms as standoffish, not like she had been when I first brought her here. But I could clearly tell the difference. She was warming up, ever so slightly. I can understand a gravekeeper, but I take offense at the suggestion I look like a grave robber. I'm praying for the souls who have no one to see them off. She was no longer walking on eggshells through every interaction. And her sense of self-worth seemed to have improved as well. I would even go as far as to say she could get a bit cocky at times, generally at my expense. But that also meant I didn't have to tread quite so carefully around her either. Trading grievances and insults was becoming our personal kind of banter. Rather than signifying a widening rift, the increased level of abuse was a sign of how much closer we'd gotten. Honestly, I don't get it. Why do you care so much? These are souls that have no one else to pray for them. At best, they may get a bit of lip service from a priest once or twice. It's our responsibility to offer a helping hand to the sick and the poor. To pray for the abandoned souls. Oh boy, here comes another sermon. What I don't get is why you need to pray for the dead at all. They're just bags of bones. I hope you enjoy an eternity in hell, blasphemer. Hey, that was uncalled for. I'm joking, obviously. You take black humor to a new level. The fact she'd even call such remarks a joke was proof enough of how far she'd come. This wasn't the first time I had told her I thought the living were more important than the dead, and we still disagreed on that point. But our differences in values had caused her to push away much harder before than she did now. At least I was pretty sure she wasn't pushing me away as much. Hey, it's that time again, Morgana. Come on, don't turn away from me. I know you can hear me. I brought ointment, so let me put it on you. It's a waste of time. You don't know that. Your arms look much better than before. It won't be long before your face starts healing too. Ointment isn't free. You're wasting your money. It's my money, I can use it however I please. So just shut up and let me do this. You're a very obnoxious man, you know. What was that? You want me to rub it in real hard, do you? Fine. Well, it might appear I wanted something in return for my efforts. I wasn't in it for gratitude or reward. It was more like my way of retaliating. She badmouthed me, I made her take my ointment. We have performed this ritual hundreds of times now, though the exact shape of the exchange slowly evolved over time. Where I would once desperately attempt to shoot down her assertions of wasting your time, and there's no point. I had come to realize that doing so only put unnecessary stress on her, so I started jabbing back instead. And for all her complaining, I was pretty sure Morgana wasn't entirely put off by my stubborn insistence. The day after the festival, when I declared my intent to keep trying to heal her face, she had responded with, "I won't stop complaining either," and I had said I'll have to practice not letting it get under my skin as much then. I still remember that day quite vividly, and I hope she did as well. So while it might come off like we were genuinely fighting, in reality, I quite enjoyed our little sparring matches. She was still outwardly reticent and sulky as ever, but in a kind of charming way, now that we had established this routine. Not having to be so painfully careful with my words made things easier for me as well. What are you laughing about? Nothing. Hey, don't give me that death glare of yours. You think this is me glaring? So I've been meaning to ask you something. And what would that be? What are you hoping to get out of repairing my face? I'm not trying to get anything. I just want you to heal up. And here I thought you were going to try and make me work at the brothel. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not going to make you be a prostitute. What other reason could you have for wanting my face to get better? Because I want to see it. Isn't that enough? Just so we're clear, that wasn't me hitting on you, okay? The thought never occurred to me. I hope you're prepared to be let down if I ever do heal. In fact, you'd best not get your hopes up at all. The higher you let your expectations climb, the greater your disappointment will be when I turn out to be equally hideous beneath these scars. Not even I can remember what I looked like before. I'm not afraid to be disappointed. That possibility is just part of the fun. You have as much tact as a worm. No tact and a preference for ugly girls, I'm told. I'm a real winner. It's a wonder no one throttles you in your sleep. I'll still be your friend, even if you turn out to be the ugliest girl in the city. You should be grateful. You're unbelievable. And to think I used to think you were a half-decent man. If you'd like me to go back to walking on thin ice, I can, but my gut tells me that's not what you really want. There's a difference between not sugarcoating your words and being outright rude, you realize. Yeah, you're one to talk. How is it you haven't managed to chase off everyone in your life yet? I act like a decent guy around other people. Do my best to fit in. Then why are you such a dolt around me? Just do my best to fit in. So you're saying this is my fault? Everyone could use a thorn or two. Makes it more exciting. You especially. Okay, that should be everything. Does it sting anywhere? Not particularly, no. Alright. Also, finish up here and get back to the brothel soon. Unless you'd rather I drag you there. Why? Seriously? It's your damn birthday, that's why. And? What do you think, dimwit? Maria and the girls want to celebrate. Get back there soon, okay? I'm planning to drop by too. Okay. Okay. As much as I'm loath to admit it, she can be kind of cute when she's not wishing me an eternity in hell. Not that I'm ever letting those words leave my lips. So, hey, I thought you were leaving. One day, I'll show you the world. Sometimes I wonder if that's the only phrase you know. Yes, I heard you the first 100 times. I won't get my hopes up. And she thinks I don't sugarcoat my words? Get your hopes up, damn it! Anyway, I'll see you later. I had every intention of making good on that promise, and I had more than enough reason to believe I could. Though admittedly, it wasn't until recently that I could say so with such confidence. It was no longer a mere slum rat's fantasy. Our ranks were getting stronger by the day. Discontent with the Lord was up, but overall so was our morale. I could feel it. The time was near. Though the biggest motivating factor lay elsewhere, in something that had occurred about a month earlier. I had yet to share the little nugget with anyone else, though. This could be the key to bringing it all together. But I need to keep my head in the right place today. It's Morgana's birthday above anything else. Planning this revolution can wait another day. I was probably a bit too eager to get started. My judgment clouded by anticipation. The very thought that I could soon be someone of real significance. And that excitement had probably leaked a bit into my conversation with Morgana. If only I had understood. Had truly grasped the extent of my own capabilities, where I should have been focusing my effort, then perhaps we could have ended up on a very different path. But it would not be until much, much later that I came to realize the error of my ways. About time you showed up. Get in here and give us a hand, would you? I was engulfed in the scent of roasting meat as soon as I stepped through the back door of the brothel. It smelled like it had even been seasoned with herbs, kicking my appetite into high gear. For the common man, culinary herbs were a delicacy, expensive, and not something you can get your hands on easily. And that went doubly so for us in the slums. This is much more elaborate than I was expecting. How'd you even get all the supplies you needed? It's mostly a mishmash for everyone's rainy day funds. Events like this are about the only way I can convince the girls to let loose. Everyone's also concerned about making sure they always got plenty saved up, which ain't a bad thing in itself, but they're gonna end up stressing themselves straight to the grave. I smirked. Maria's heart was always with the girls. Obviously the party was still for Morgana, but parties were meant to be enjoyed by everyone involved, not only the star. Would have been even better if we could have given all the girls tonight off and partied until we dropped. But unfortunately, business isn't strong enough to afford that. And I'd rather not deal with a bunch of blue-balled buffoons bitching at me about it either. So all the girls who couldn't take off are getting an extra slice of meat to make up for it. You're on cutting duty. And make sure to cut them exactly the same size. Don't want anyone blowing their top out not getting their fair share. The fate of the party's in your hands. Don't fuck this up. I get the feeling I'll be their punching bag no matter how precisely I cut the meat. On a somewhat different note, I'm surprised you had herbs lying around. Oh yeah, they were a gift from one of my regs. Hello, Jaren. What's up, Jackie? You're as obnoxiously perky as ever, I see. That's how you're gonna greet me, you big butt? For a particular subset of our customer base, it's that relentless perk that keeps them perky. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment. Some girls have to pretend to be spunky airheads to keep those guys coming back, but you're a natural. That's impressive as hell. It is? I got the big boss's seal of approval. I don't think you quite get it, Jaren. You know how Jaren used to work up in the city? Well, one of her old clients followed her here when she moved down here. And he's the one who gave her the herbs. Not the cheapo bottom of the barrel stuff either. This is some primo shit. Nice haul, Jaren. You're right. You don't get this kind of aroma from a low-quality plant. It's strong enough, I almost wonder if people outside can smell it. I bet we'll have at least a few customers drawn in thinking they were craving pussy only to find out they were really hungry. Someone needs to get this woman a damn filter. Really hope Morgs likes it. I know she used to hate even the sight of meat, but it seems like she's gotten over that recently-ish. People do change over time, so maybe she'll be fine. Maybe she has some kind of traumatic meat-related past, and that she's just now overcoming it. Or something to that effect. Hey, some help with these dishes would be real nice. Pick me, I'll do it. Alright, Jackie, see you in a bit. It sure didn't take long for her to make this place her home. It makes it sound like it's a bad thing. What, do you want her not here or something? Because personally, I'm doing everything I can to make everyone here feel at home. No, I never said. Why are you so serious? It was just a joke. I agree with you entirely. Girls like her don't belong in a whorehouse. No, she doesn't. A while back, I had suggested Jaren look into some other kind of work, to take up singing instead of prostitution. On her days off, she still went to the pub and performed, always to great acclaim. And while it seemed she had seriously considered my proposition, a few days later she said, I think I'd rather stick around at the brothel for a while. You and Maria treat me like family. And I want to be with my family for now, you know? If that's what she wants, that's her choice. I have no right to force what I think is best on her. So, question. Yeah? Have you decided what you're going to give her? I haven't the faintest idea what you're referring to. Bullshit. I know, you know, I know you know I know. Why did she have to be so damned astute? Or is was it just that obvious? I hadn't spoken about my feelings for Morgana with anyone since I realized I had them. Not even Maria, my closest friend. But she had a way of seeing right through me. And while she often poked fun at me about the age difference, she never actually mocked me. Not seriously, at least. Though she did avoid bringing it up when Jaren was around, out of respect for her feelings. Pretty much all the other girls seemed to have picked up on it, so Jaren likely had as well. Then again, it was Jaren, so it was equally likely she hadn't an inkling. After one particularly extensive round of teasing, Maria had gone on to say, "In the end, all that matters is that you're happy. Sure, I'll feel bad for Jaren. But ultimately, me and you, we've been to hell and back together. If I have to pick one of you, it'll be you. And yeah, I know, cheesy as fuck, you don't have to tell me. But hey, there's still the chance Morgana will give you the most brutal rejection of all time. Hell, I'd call that one more likely than the alternative." That was her way of showing support. "So, what'd you get her?" "As your big sister, I'd be happy to check out the present before you give it to her. Make sure you don't make too big an ass out of yourself." "Again, I'm older than you, and again, we're not related." "I bought a necklace as per your suggestion. Girls appreciate that sort of thing, don't they?" "Most do. Me, I've got a taste for knives and other such pointy things. I doubt she has much interest in those, though. Sometimes I wonder if you're actually a girl." "Excuse you? Who's the last guy you saw with tits like these?" "I'm pretty damn smoking if I do say so myself. You tell me this body don't light a fire in your loins?" "Not even a spark. I've grown so accustomed to seeing you over the years, you don't even register in that part of my brain." "Is that how it works? You spend so much time with someone you go numb? Would you rather I did find you arousing?" "Hell no. You so much as lay a finger on me, I'll make sure you can never get it up again." "Then don't bring up the subject." I'm going to choose to believe she means I won't get up on my feet again. So? Today is the day, right? You give her the present, then you finally tell her how you feel? Excuse me? Why would I? Don't be a wuss. It's about damn time you manned up and told her. I think you got a better chance than you think. Do I need to remind you how old she is? 12 as of today. Practically an adult. I was knee-deep in dick at that age. You're comparing her to you. The longer you hold off saying something, the more difficult it becomes. Break a leg! Party's gonna be in the back, so there won't be any customers around to interfere. Alright. Anywho, I've got decorations to put up. You get going, meat boy. Would waiting until she turned 16 really be putting it off for too long? How would I even go about saying it, assuming I actually did? Even if your face still hasn't healed in 4 years, I'll take you as my lifetime partner, Morgana? God, no, that's terrible. There has to be a better way to put it. So much for a nice, relaxing birthday party. Morgana arrived as the sun was beginning to set and her preparations near completion. Myself, Maria, Jaren, and a handful of other girls who didn't have to work were gathered in the back room. Dishes stacked with food lined the floor, and our group sat in a circle around it, several different conversations going on at once. I apologize for not being able to assist in any way. Don't apologize, it's your birthday. Sit your little bum down and let the world revolve around you for once. If you insist. Atta girl, hop on right down. Not in the friggin' corner. Hey, Morgana? There's space next to me. It's a much better spot than over there in the corner. You have easy access to anything you'd like to eat. Though I suppose if you wanted, I could get your food for you. I'll sit next to Maria. Don't think I didn't hear that. Hey there, Morgs. How's the drink? Your head spinning yet? It most certainly is not. Well, let's make it spin. Let's make the whole world spin. Wine is only to be used for nourishment. It is not meant for base recreation. You shall be smitten down from above if... It's fine, don't worry. Even God's taking the day off to get wasted out of his mind. How dare you disrespect the Lord like that? Eat, drink, eat, drink. Wait, I can't. I'm in heaven. My stomach's in heaven. She's sound asleep. Girl acts like it's her birthday and we're celebrating here. What do you say? Want me to give her a good whack upside the head? No, it's fine. Let her sleep. She looks so happy. I would almost feel bad waking her. If you say so. You're the one in charge today. So, you and Jaren getting on alright? Looks like you were trying to keep your distance a while back. I don't get that impression from you anymore, but if there's any friction at all, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm getting along with her. I'm getting along fine with her now. If anything does come up, I will tell you. Okay. Well, I'm really glad to hear it. With Jaren, it's... well, what you see is what you get. Once you get past that, there's never a dull moment with her. Indeed. Although, it wasn't anything I did that cleared up the air between us, but... Oh? Never mind. And this asshole thinks because he's paying, that means he can do whatever he feels like. I'm having to tell him to back off and just... I can't believe some of these guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, I've got a good one too. The other day this guy came in totally shit-faced. Wait, are you serious? Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? I'd have chased the pricks off if I'd known. Seems like any time you get more than a couple of these girls together, conversation inevitably drifts back to work. Which, of course, is the subject Morgana's least keen on. She looks like she wants to run away. Guess I'm gonna step in. You guys think you can maybe change the subject? Like we have anything else to talk about? Making the birthday girl want to hide in a corner defeats the whole purpose, don't you think? Oh no, don't mind me. I don't have anything I want to talk about. At least eat something then. I mean, plenty, thank you. I'm quite full. And how about the cookies? They're barely sweetened and dry as rocks, but they're edible. Jacopo, you little bitch! You've got some stones to shit-talk my cookies to my face. Stop it, Maria. Stop throwing things at me. For God's sake, can you not show a modicum of decorum for just one day? Yeah, you're totally one to talk. You could try not being a massive dick for once in your life. Name one thing I've done to warrant this kind of abuse. You first. You're the one who started throwing accusations. There it is, right on schedule. You two little lovebirds. Fight, fight, fight. We are not lovebirds. I don't even care anymore. You are right about one thing, though. This is Morgana's day, so let's change the subject. Like I said, I don't have anything to talk about. Sure you do. You just have to look a little harder. Not saying you have to reminisce for us. It can be anything. Let's see. Here's an idea. Are there any guys you got your eyes on? There is. What? Seriously? Holy shit! Who is it? Tell me, who's the lucky guy? God. Don't give me that look. I don't need your sympathy. If you're gonna dream, dream big, right? Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Pinning the all-powerful, all-knowing God. I'm with you. Or was that pining after? Yeah, pining after. You bald-faced liar. The grass may be a hell of a lot greener up there, but it's a bit far, don't you think? Better off sowing for the weeds down here. Did she just imply I'm a weed? Say, the young man over... Wait, stop right there. Don't say another word. Whoopsie, me and my big mouth. I almost did your job for you. Damn it, Maria. This is not good. Like hell I'm going to let her spill it out on a whim. I have to do something before she has another slip of the tongue. Morgana. What she was trying to say is that I have to go. What? I have to go to the bathroom. Sure. My size ain't gonna last much longer if you keep this up. This is no laughing matter. Ow, what the hell? Don't throw things at me. You did it first. Damn it all. Now that was a good laugh. God, you're such a dork. How hard is it to just say it? It would have been easier if you hadn't cornered me like that. You expect me to believe you would have done it without a little nudge? I would have. Eventually. Eventually ain't gonna cut it. Now's the right time. And don't worry, me and the girls won't make fun of you too much for getting your rocks off to little girls. That's not the reason I like her. Besides, I would wait at least 4 years before. Doesn't mean you can't tell her now. I think it'd do her wonders, really. She's, well, you know. So I think knowing someone cares about her will lighten the load a bit. I mean, obviously we care about her too. She's like family. But there are some things sisterly love just can't hold a candle to. Mushy romance may not be my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean even I don't think it'd be nice to have something special every once in a while. When she comes back, give her the necklace and tell her how you feel. And if she turns you down, we can all have a good laugh about it. Maria and a few other girls chuckled. My lips had twisted almost into a knot from sheer overwhelming discomfort. But at the same time, I knew she had a point. I could say how I felt now just as easily as 4 years from now. It couldn't develop into anything for some time yet, no. But someday then we're gonna know that someone cared about her. And her specifically could very well lighten some of the load she bore. As much as she had warmed up on us, she still very clearly kept herself walled off. And though she tried to pretend otherwise, she did still get rather gloomy whenever she passed by something reflective. But if I could convince her that her physical appearance had no bearing on my feelings, then maybe, just maybe, it could clear away some of the clouds hanging over her. Possibly even light the way to the day when I could at last see her smile. That was all the motivation I needed. I'll do it. I'll tell her. Not only for myself, but for her as well. I can do this. And now I'm making myself nervous as hell. Calm yourself, Jacopo. This is nothing. You infiltrated the Lord's manor, for crying out loud. Telling a girl how you feel is considerably less likely to kill you. Even a child could do it. You look so tense your nerves could snap at any moment. I am not. God damn it. Please hurry up, Morgana. I want to get this over with as soon as possible. Was that a... Sounded like a scream. Trouble with a client, maybe? No, it didn't sound like that kind of scream. Something's wrong. I can feel it in my gut. Maria, I need you to take the girls down to the cellar, now. Alright, I'll send them down, but I'm coming with you to see what's up. It could just be a client causing a ruckus. No, you go with the girls. I'll check it out. Now get moving. Okay, I'm going. Wake up, Jaren, come on. Now. Following the first, there were several more screams intermingled with what sounded like men shouting from the guest room. Something very bad was happening out there. My sword is back at the armory. Damn it! Taking a brief detour to the kitchen to grab a knife, I then dashed through the corridor to where the source of the disturbance. I shoved my way past a several-layer thick makeshift curtain. No, help! Stay back, I'm just a customer, I don't have anything. What the hell was I seeing? Help! is this happening? This seriously all they got? My shit's worth more than most of this garbage. Take the whores alive, you hear me? They'll probably sell for more than anything else we find. They were laying waste to the brothel. Untrained, unarmed, and unclothed, the girls in their clients' line were helpless against the slaughter being rained down upon them. Bludgeoned, mutilated, massacred. A good dozen men, thieves by the look of it, had swarmed the brothel, utterly ravaging it. Blood splattered every which way, staining the colorful fabrics hanging on the walls. The stench of blood, screams of agony, cries of fear, and hoots of mad glee all blended into one sickening blur. I nearly stepped into the chaos, but stopped myself at the last second. I was furious. Of course I was. I knew those girls, and this band of barbarians was slaughtering them before my very eyes. I wanted nothing more than to charge in and rescue all of them. But I also knew damn well that me charging in there alone would accomplish nothing. God damn it. Why now? Why here? Why? And how did they get so many men in here? If there were any signs of organized movement, someone would have noticed. I would have heard about it. How'd they manage to sneak past everyone we have on patrol? How's it even possible a bunch of damn bandits managed to organize a raid of this scale without anyone catching wind of it? Damn it. There's no saving anyone in the guest room. I need to find whoever else I can and get them out through the back. As soon as I decided there was something I could do here, my next job was obviously to minimize any further loss of life. I knew logically it was the smart thing to do, but that knowledge didn't do anything to quell the anger roiling around inside me. And then another thought snapped to the front of my mind, rattling me further. Morgana. She had said she was going to the bathroom, which meant she hadn't come this way. Or so I dearly hoped. But hope wasn't enough to overcome the fear that she had. I searched frantically for any sign of her. More panic than I even realized. I knew exactly what one of those brutes would do to Morgana if they happened to cross her. A prostitute in decent health would they would merely take captive. When seeing Morgana's face, they would assume she had some kind of disease. And they would kill her without a second thought. Morgana! Intending to take my search elsewhere, I set off. My shadow subtly darkening, but in too much of a rush to notice. Something seemed to crash into me from behind. The world flashed in and out of view. For a split second, the multicolored fabrics around me appeared in black and white. I barely held on to my consciousness. A few seconds later, the pain set in. My gaze drifted downward to the curious protrusion in my stomach. The tip of a blade sticking out of my gut. Blood streamed along the metal surface. What? I twisted my body, distinctly aware of every minuscule movement of the blade as it slid through my raw flesh, back out the hole it had entered. It was almost enough to make my legs buckle. When I finally managed to turn all the way around, there stood a large man, probably grinning. He kicked me backward, and then rammed his heel through the gash in my stomach. I let out an animalistic howl. It was a pain unlike any I had experienced before. I felt as though I'd been struck by lightning. The only thing I had heard before my mind was overwhelming agony. Before long, it reached its breaking point. Damn it. And the whole world went black. Jacopo. Wake up, please. Open your eyes. I can't have you dying on me, too. I'm begging you, open your eyes. Jacopo. Where am I? The back room of the brothel? I'm alive? Where is she? Lie back down, or are you trying to kill yourself? You hurt bad enough as it is. I've been bandaged up. They're still bright red. I guess the bleeding hasn't stopped. I'm cold. I swear to God, I was sure I'd lost you. Maria, are you crying? You got a problem with that? Asshole. I'm sorry. How many years has it been since I last saw her cry? It was back when she was 12, I think. Besides us, there are two other girls here. No sign of Morgana or Jaren. This can't be everyone who made it, can it? I have to see. What did I just say? Lie your ass back down. You need to give it some time to heal before you move around much. Jacopo. Ignoring Maria's pleas, I stumbled my way toward the guest room, leaning against the wall for support. I had evidently lost quite a bit of blood. I was freezing cold and constantly on the edge of vomiting. My body was heavy, like someone had strapped a boulder to my back, and my vision swirled, distorting with each step I took. I knew it wasn't that long of a walk from the back to the front, but it felt like it would take me ages just to get down this hall. Like I was on an endless march toward a vast, empty abyss. I had braced myself, but what I felt when I stepped into that room was despair too deep for words. The meager scraps of strength that had carried me this far had dissipated, and I slowly slid down to my knees. The door hung open, a blood-soaked curtain flapping in the wind. The deep crimson was a stark contrast against the brightly colored fabric. The girls had dyed it themselves. I could still remember Maria first telling me about it however many years before, her eyes alight with pride. How, when you put a whole bunch of different colors together, it made the place seem almost otherworldly. And the patrons who had been drawn in by its allure today had not found themselves in the land of milk and honey, but instead been cast into a pit of death. Several corpses lay motionless around the room, their faces twisted in agony, their eyes vacant. What the hell? Why? How could this happen? I asked, stupefied, neither expecting an answer, nor trying to place the blame on anyone's shoulders. It was an empty, meaningless lamentation. Powerless as the man who had uttered it. All of us felt the same way. Hopeless, helpless, horrified. Not more than an hour ago we'd been having a party, for God's sake. Fooling around like a bunch of idiots. The girls complained about their clients, plates of food specially made for her birthday. Her birthday. Where's Morgana? I couldn't find her. Why not? I'm sorry, I looked everywhere. But I couldn't find her. I'm so sorry. I wanted to tell her I wasn't blaming her, but I couldn't find the words. If anyone, it was myself I was disappointed in. How could I have failed to keep her safe? Why had I been unable to find her? Why was I so damn powerless? This was supposed to be a good day for her. I had wanted to make Morgana's 12th birthday into a special occasion, something truly memorable, to celebrate the bright future ahead of her. And I had failed in the worst way imaginable. What was supposed to be a celebration of life had ended in a pile of corpses, most of the surviving girls taken captive, and the brothel in shambles. And Morgana, who it was all supposed to be for, was most likely dead as well. She was dead. Morgana was dead. Before I had the chance to say anything, the girl I loved was gone. All because I was weak. Because I hadn't been cautious enough. Because I was completely, utterly powerless. And now she was gone for good. Before I had managed to make her smile even once, I was going to show her the world. How full of myself was I? I hadn't done a single damned thing for her. Physical strength was meaningless for what I wanted to achieve. What good was being number 2 in our little band of peacekeepers if I couldn't even stand up to a pack of bandits? I didn't have any real power. I was worthless, helpless, weak. My sole job was to keep this place safe, and it was painfully clear now how unsuited to the task I was. My initial fears were right. It was only the four of us who had made it through the assault. Maria said that, while they had made it to the cellar safely, they were soon discovered and most of the girls taken captive. Jaren included. If only she had quit, left the brothel, taken up singing at the pub, then she could have been spared this. Spared having to be kidnapped for a third time. But because she thought of us as family, because she cared about and wanted to be with us, she was taken away. If I had power, this all could have been prevented. Not physical strength or skill with a blade, but real, meaningful power. Political influence, import. If I weren't a peasant, no one would dare stand up to me. No petty thieves would ever consider raiding my property. I could have hired guards to watch over the brothel. The only reason the Lord, that reprehensible man, was still alive was because he had real power, enough to assure his own safety. If I had that kind of power, everyone would still be here safe and sound. I could have made certain of that. Maria wouldn't be crying. Jaren would still be part of our family. And she, Morgana, would still be alive. She would still be by my side. That one simple thing could keep anything like this from happening again. In short order, Gratian burst into the brothel. Seeing the carnage, he wailed in grief, which quickly transformed into fury. I watched on, only really half paying attention as he raged. He marched over and said something or another, though I couldn't say what. After the fact, Maria told me that I'd been in stupor the whole time Gratian was there. He had apparently tried to cheer me up, though soon found himself frustrated and finally disappointed in me. It took 3 days for me to get back on my feet. There was no sign of Morgana's body anywhere in the ruins of the brothel, which meant there was a chance, however slight, she was still alive. I clutched tight to that tiny sliver of hope, searching desperately for any sign of her. Maybe she'd realized something was wrong and gone into hiding. But no matter how many people I talked to, no one had seen anyone who matched her description. She was just gone, like a puff of smoke, which left two possibilities. Either she had been taken along with the other girls to be sold off, or she had been killed and her body disposed of somewhere out of sight. While the latter seemed significantly more likely, deep down I still yearned for even the slightest trace of her. Maria encouraged me to go, to move on, though I knew her well enough to know it wasn't out of lack of compassion. The whole affair had visibly taken its toll on me. One day, about a week later, my wound still healing, I made my way through the slums. Nestled away in an alleyway stood a nondescript little shack. I knocked on the door, and a few moments later it slid barely half an inch open, just enough for the sole resident to peer out at me, suspicion clearly visible in her eyes. But once she realized it was me, warmth filled her gaze, and she waved for me to come inside, a gesture that somehow made it feel like I was being invited into another world entirely. Beyond the door stood a noblewoman who held herself with an elegance and grace unbefitting of the slums, but a darkness that felt right at home. I heard about the attack on the brothel, and that you were hurt. I'm so glad to see you're well. You were concerned about my safety? The woman pulled back her hood, revealing her face. Though age had clearly begun taking its toll on her, there was still a striking beauty to her, a kind of beauty impossible to attain down here in the dregs of society. Her hair was a burnt brown, her skin dark, and her facial structure somewhat similar to mine. I remember then that this wasn't the first time I had seen her. That was fairly recently, not that many years ago she would have me believe. We had briefly crossed paths on the day of the Midsummer Festival. The woman I had bumped into, that was her. Of course, show me a mother who is not always concerned about her child's safety. The woman's name was Ginevra. She claimed to have been a maidservant for the previous lord. It was unusual enough for someone of her stature to be living in a rundown shack in the slums, but her story got even stranger. She had supposedly had intimate relations with him. She had borne his illegitimate son, and a month earlier, she had come to me and said I was that child. Says the woman I'd never seen until a month ago. Physical distance has no bearing on a mother's love. If you had gone to speak with the Lord and revealed your lineage when I first came to see you, you would have never been in that kind of danger. She never spoke as though she knew exactly what had been going through my mind this past week. The very words that had dominated my thoughts as I looked out upon the wreckage. If only I had done as she said and asserted my nobility, then I would have had the power to prevent the attack on the brothel, to protect the people I loved. If what Ginevra said was true, the Barnier family once possessed more land than even the king. That land, and the family, was divided up between each of their sons. The Barniers were only a few generations removed from the current royal family, which is why they controlled so much land in the first place. And that meant, though it had diluted with each successive generation, there was still royal blood in the Barnier bloodline. And a child begotten by the previous lord was more than entitled to a place among the nobility. However, realistically speaking, even if I had lent my ear to her cajolery, it wouldn't have changed anything. Or worse, I could very well no longer be in this world. I wasn't stupid. This noblewoman, she was just using me. There's still time. Go to the Lord's manor. Show him... I'm not really your son, am I? She never fell silent for a moment, observing me. I had no memories of my mother. Sure, it might be nice if she were to show it back someday, but it just wasn't likely. Her whole story was extremely contrived. The sun could decide to rise from the west one day, and there would still not be a drop of noble blood in my veins. I knew perfectly well how filthy the blood in me was. Discussions will progress much smoother if we both know what the other wants out of this arrangement. Start by telling me who you really are. Were you actually a maidservant for the previous lord? Yes, I was. She gave a nod, then walked over to a grimy shelf and retrieved a ring that looked very much out of place. It was made of gold, engraved with an elaborate insignia. There wasn't a metal worker anywhere in the slums, or the city proper at that, who could craft a piece so intricate. Look at this, it's the Barnier family crest. The previous lord gave me the ring as a gift, and I've kept it ever since, even after our relationship was discovered and I was chased out. I didn't sell it, because I knew I was with child. They will have no choice but to acknowledge you as a legitimate heir if you show them this ring. Why did you wait so long to come find me then? I was afraid they might kill you if I brought you in as a baby. Why were we separated? Misfortune. One day bandits came and kidnapped you. Presumably they were hired by the Barnier estate because they didn't want your existence coming to light. I consider it a miracle you're still alive. I can only imagine the stern look on my face as I listened to Ginevra speak. Part of me did indeed want to take everything she said as true. Wanted to believe I was someone important. Wanted to grab hold of the fantasy that I did have noble blood in me and never let go of it. And had I not come face to face with my own powerlessness a week earlier, perhaps I could have swallowed the delusion. Used it as a stepping stone for my dream to show Morgana the world. It would appear you've done your research. I don't have any other family to the best of my knowledge, which does indeed make me a good candidate for you to step in and claim your stake on. If I were to guess, your child with the Lord has either passed away, or never existed at all. It's probably true that you worked at the Barnier's manor, and it's probably true that you had relations with the former lord. You were chased out and now you live in poverty. You wanted to go back to your former, more comfortable life, and while you're at it, take vengeance on the current lord. Or perhaps you simply want the entire noble class to suffer. The specifics of your motive are irrelevant, though. Being a woman, you have no means to accomplish that yourself. So you came up with the idea of using a fake son. If your child were still alive, he'd be right about my age, wouldn't he? And we look similar enough for you to convincingly claim we're related. But the biggest reason you chose me is because I made something of a name for myself. Because I was one of the people involved in inciting the revolt 3 years ago. The perfect choice to spearhead a revolution. How dramatic. The man who set the Lord's slaves free was secretly his family. The people would eat it right up. So, how far off am I? You're sharp for a filthy peasant. It would seem I chose wisely. I was right. She was a manipulative, conniving shyster, but her insults didn't bother me in the slightest. Those words made so much more sense than any mad claim that I had royal blood in me, that I was some kind of hero. Following suit, I twisted my lips into a smirk. I was a filthy peasant, and I was fine with that. All it meant was that I had to claw my way to the top. I'm in. Ginevra and I then discussed the details of her scheme, after which she gave me the Barnier's ring. I doubt anyone would ever imagine it would end up in the grimy hands of a slum rat. Once our discussion was done, I headed straight to the pub where the rest of the gang liked to congregate. Jacopo! Should you really be on your feet so soon? I'm fine, thanks. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm so sorry about what happened at the brothel. Is the gang here? Yes, near the back. Thank you. Are you sure you're okay? Well, look what the cat dragged in. I was just talking about you going to whip your sorry ass back into shape. You still ain't moping, are you? I get it, kid, I do. It's bollocks, but you're a man. Instead of crying, you should be... Gratian. Yeah? It's time we started ourselves a revolution. Are you just going to stare at me or actually say something? You're the ones always going on about revolution this, revolution that. I think it's called being shocked to silence. You serious about this, Jacopo? Am I the one to joke about this sort of thing? No, you're not, but you sure as hell aren't, are ya? Well, it's about damn time if I say so myself. I knew you'd come around eventually. I knew you wouldn't stay sulky forever. Things get better once you rip that fucker's head off. Should cut down on the number of people turned to thievery so we'll never have to deal with anything like what happened at the brothel again. Never again, you hear me? Indeed. What do you have in mind, Jacopo? Didn't you say we needed help from a noble to have a chance? We can figure that out after we crash the Lord's Skull. Yeah, I don't think that's the best plan. What's gotten into y'all? You're always going about how you want to stage a revolution. Now that we're actually talking about it, you're pussying out? No one's pussying out, it's just... we have a noble. For real? Well, if you got all that worked out, why didn't you just say so? So who's our guy? Who's the noble who's agreed to give us a hand? The former lord's illegitimate son. His actual son? Really? That means he could legitimately inherit the lordship. Whoa, 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 how the hell did you get in bed with the biggest fish in the city? If you're telling the truth, this is huge. That don't just give us a leg to stand on. This puts the damn law on our side. So how hard it'd be to set up a meeting with the guy? This ain't some measly uprising. If we're going through with this, I'd like to see our royal sponsor for myself. You're looking at him. Say what? I am the former lord's son. No way, not a chance. Seriously, kid. You need to find yourself a functioning sense of humor, because that just ain't funny. I'm telling the truth, and this ring proves it. It's a nice ring and all, but how does it prove you're a Barnier? Where'd you... how? This is the real deal. I was a slave at Lord's Manor for a while. I've seen the family crest enough to recognize it. As I said, I'm not the kind of person to joke about this sort of thing. What? So, wait, you're really... Holy Holy shit, I can't believe it! One of us is an actual noble. You always did seem a little not like the rest of us, Jacopo, more uptight. Pretty sure I said the same thing when I first met you. Though you look like some rich aristocrat kid. This is great, guys. We can actually do this. We can actually make this happen. Let's do it. Let's start a revolution. Yeah. Gratian. Nah, it's nothing. Just surprises all. Who would have freaking thought? You, a noble. It's madness. How long you known? And why'd you tell me? I thought we were friends. I only found out recently. I'm sorry for keeping it from you. It all happened very suddenly. I was waiting for the right time to say something. No need to apologize, kid. You just put the wind right back in our sails. Don't think I'm gonna start buttering you up just because you're a bona fide stick-off-the-ass type now, though. Of course not. Last thing I want to see is you licking my feet. Alright, fellas. We got ourselves a noble, so let's set the date and get this ball rolling.